I don't know what the cost is, and I quite frankly don't care. I don't think you can put a price tag on what it's worth to have an elected person in the United States Senate, and I will do whatever I need to do to make sure those costs are covered, because all the people of the state of New Jersey will benefit from it, and we're not going to be penny wise and pound foolish around here.
All right, that's Chris Christie about an hour ago announcing that there'll be a special election. The primaries to take place in August, the election in October to replace the deceased Senator Frank Lautenberg. In the interim, next week he will announce a temporary replacement. He could have announced a replacement that would have gone until 2014 in November, and it could have been a Republican senator until then. Joining us now is Roger Stone. You read him at the Stone Zone. He's also a political consultant and all that kind of good stuff. Hey, Roger, how are you?
Excellent, Steve, but I'm shaking my head about Chris Christie.
Well, look, I am not surprised. I would not be surprised if in the tradition of Frank Lautenberg and what Frank Lautenberg would have wanted and what the people of Jersey deserve is a Democrat to serve until the next election.
There's a larger problem here. First of all, he put his self-interest ahead of the taxpayers. An special election, which could have been held this November or next November, at an enormous saving, will cost New Jersey taxpayers $24 million. Why? A political contortion by the governor who doesn't want Cory Booker and this election on this November's ballot when he is running for re-election. Just really very selfish, extraordinarily selfish.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. But yes, absolutely. And it's going to cost. And it's a direct contradiction to the legislation that he signed into law last year, where he got rid of these special elections or gave localities the option to save money. He was fed up with the money these were costing. And now he's doing it under the guise of we have to get it done right now. What's the difference between October and November?
$24 million from the taxpayers. And the other point you make is a great one. There were a lot of great potential appointees. State Senator Tom Kean Jr., Judge Andrew Napolitano, former New Jersey Attorney General David Sampson, Senator Kevin O'Toole. There were outstanding Republicans who could have, had a leg up for this seat and had a real shot to win it. Let me tell you, Cory Booker is not all that. I'm calling Cory out. He's got a nice patter, but let's look at his accomplishments. It's all a flash, and, where's the beef?
What does this do with I understand the calculation, but he can't be in fear for his governor's seat. I mean, he's crushing Buono, and whether Booker was on the ballot or not. But what is this not putting a Republican in the Senate for the next year and a half when he could have, and winding up with a Democrat certainly in the November election, if he doesn't even appoint one next week? What does that do with him in the party and his chance going forward for the presidency in 2016?
Well, let's be clear. He's focused right now is trying to win this November over Democrat Barbara Buono as big as possible. He just handed her a club, $24 million Chris. He could have saved the taxpayers this money. And no, if you're so concerned, Governor, about filling the seat, like Nick Brady filled the seat of Pete Williams when he was vacated the seat by going to prison, a New Jersey Democratic tradition, he warmed the seat but didn't run. There were many fine people. Governor Thomas H. Kane Sr. could have filled this seat. Judge Andrew Napolitano could have filled this seat with distinction. Republicans. But instead, we played politics. It's very sad.
All right, who do you think he's going to pick next week? Or at least what party will the person be from?
I'm still trying to decipher this statement that he put today. He would not appoint somebody to the remainder of the seat. Now he's talking about an appointment. I mean, he's got a terrific field. You've got all the people I mentioned. You've got Lieutenant Governor Giordano.
Oh, no, Roger, I understand, and we only got a minute left. But my point is, do you think he will possibly put in there a Democrat?
Well, if he does, then he can kiss his presidential aspiration goodbye.
And you don't think he's already done that by denying the Republicans a Republican senator for a year and a half when he could have done that?
Well, when you add it on top of the fawning over Barack Obama, which, was good politics for him, and in all honesty, probably good for the taxpayers and those hit by Sandy. So I've defended him to a certain extent, but I do think he bent over backwards, and he's already carrying that burden into New Hampshire and Iowa. And a lot of Republicans I know who like Chris Christie, as I do. He's a friend of mine.
right,
He's somebody that, under the right, I'd certainly support him over, say, Hillary Clinton.
Right, Roger, I appreciate it, sir. We'll talk about this, I'm sure, for a long time to come. Thank you, Roger Stone. When we come back,
Cheers.
Dwight Gooden, ladies and gentlemen, live in studio right here on the Steve Malzberg Show.
The Steve Malzberg Show.